Oh, Serena is here. Hi, Serena.
Hello.
Hi, Serena. I invited Marta too. I don't know if she'll come.
Namaste, Ramloti. Vole Baba Ki Jai.
Bale Baba Ki Jai.
Happy Navratri to everybody. Have fun with it.
Navratri.
Thank you, Jay Shankar, for your technology. Thank you, Elaine, for suggesting the idea. Elaine, can you hear okay? Should we begin?
They said yes in chat.
Okay. Why can't we hear her, I wonder?
I think that might be an issue with just her computer, her microphone particularly, but
then if they go out to the fire ceremony, you guys won't be able to follow them.
True.
I'm going to give her instructions for turning on the sound now.
It looks like the sound is on. It just might be an issue with the computer itself.
Okay. Elaine, do you know how you can get some sound? No? Okay. All right, should I begin? Yes? Okay. Bole Baba Ki Jai. Bole Mata Ki Jai. Nice to see all you during Navratri. Happy Navratri. We've been having a wonderful time here at the ashram. This is day 6 of Navratri for us. The first 3 days we were honoring specifically Mother Durga, asking her to do away with any of our propensities because she's the warrior goddess. And I actually have a story I'm going to read to you about her. But she's the one who destroys, in the stories, the evil demons. But really, we can, there's one Saptasati or Durga Saptasati Chandipat that we have here that translates all to really, it's all inside of us. So those demons or those parts of us that are not as helpful on our spiritual path, we pray to her to destroy during these first 3 days. And so once we've done those first 3 days of more purification, these next few days are honoring Mother Lakshmi, and she's the one who bestows more sattvic qualities. Sattvic meaning more life-giving, the things that help us in our lives to be more loving and to be more helpful to other people and all the things that are more helpful on our spiritual path as well. So this is day 6, so this is the last day of Mother Lakshmi, so it's very significant that we're here today together all around the country. I'm so grateful. She's also the one who gives us great abundance of spiritual and material wealth, so she gives us everything. The final 3 days, which will be the next 3 days, which you can all observe in your own hearts and in your own house, where whatever symbolizes Mother to you, you can bring a flower each day and say a little prayer. It'd be particularly Mother Saraswati, who confers divine knowledge upon us. So that's a good thing. Let me just see. I'm going to close my door. Because we're busy in the kitchen getting ready for probably 100 and 125 people here with maybe 30, 35 children. This is our Children's Day, where we honor our children that come. So we're busy preparing for that. It's 8 o'clock in the morning here in Preston. So these final 3 days, we pray to Mother Saraswati beginning tomorrow to confer divine knowledge upon us, because she is the keeper of the knowledge. And also she's the Rajasic energy. So the first energy of Durga is tamasic, which means battling, and sometimes tamasic is good when you need to battle demons, things like that. And then Lakshmi is the sattvic, the life-giving. And then Saraswati is Rajasic, that's active. And that's very helpful for all of us because most of us are active in this world. And so we pray to her to bring the knowledge and the blessings that we've gained from Navratri into the world, into our daily life, into our work, into our families, into whatever we're doing each day. So those are the 9 days of Navratri. And each day here we have big fire ceremony like you'll be having, and but we also do many special pujas all morning. Since about 6 this morning we've been at it, and it goes on after the fire ceremony. We have some chanting and a discourse about the Divine Mother. From one of the books about the Divine Mother, we read the Srimad Devi Bhagavatam, which Elaine has a copy of, I know. We all read it together years ago in a study group. It was wonderful. And so I thought I would give a discourse, just like I will give probably tomorrow at the ashram. Is that okay with you, Elaine? Okay. Just like you would receive if you were here with us, okay? So this is one of the books. This is the Srimad Devi Bhagavatam, a little bit condensed. It's you can get this online. It's by Ramesh Menon. The larger copy you can see of Elaine's, and you could get that one too. This one's perhaps a little easier, but Elaine's copy has more abundant profusion of beautiful stories. So this is an ongoing book about munis and rishis gathered in the forest with the ancient sage guru Vedavyasa, and he's telling the stories about the Divine Mother, and people are asking him. So somebody asked Vedavyasa, he said, I have heard that the Devi Parvati is called Sataski, which means 1,000-eyed. How did she get this name? So that's the setup. So Vedavyasa said, in time out of mind, when all beings were immensely greater than they are in these diminished times, there was a Danava, or a demon, called Durga. Now the reference there is that in the Vedas, there's the Golden Age, and that was a time when we all lived for thousands of years, and we had divine knowledge, pretty access. There was all kinds of good things. And then it went through 2 more series, the Dwarpa age and the, I can't remember age, and that's when this decline of righteousness declined. And now we're in the Kali Yuga, where there's very little light. And I love the description of the Kali Yuga is from Sastriji, our Sastriji. He said, in the Golden Age, or the Satya Yuga, the age of truth, rank was conferred on people because of their wisdom and kindness. And in the Kali Yuga, rank is conferred on people because of wealth and power. So you can just see the different values already. So this is how he's describing it. Time out of mind, when all beings were immensely greater than they are in these diminished times, there was a Danava, or demon, called Durga. Durga once thought to himself that the munis, the rishis, who sustained the dharma, or the way of life, in the 3 worlds, have their strength from the Vedas. The Vedas are the sacred scriptures. For it is with the mantras and the ceremonies prescribed in the sacred books that they worship the devas, the gods and goddesses, who in turn are sustained by their worship. If the Vedas could be destroyed, the demon calculated, so would the munis' power, and thus the gods themselves would be destroyed. But this is speaking a lot about the mantras that you'll be saying at the fire ceremony, and the power of the ceremony that you'll be doing a little bit later with Elaine. Durga took himself to the loftiest Himalaya and sat in a freezing drift of snow and began an intense, unequaled penance. He worshipped Brahma, the creator of all the races and the creator of the Vedas, in the space within his heart. Unflinching, never opening his eyes, breathing just once or twice every hour, the demon sat yoked in his single obsessive purpose. For 1,000 years, and the Asura's meditation grew so powerful that the light from his head spiraled through the three worlds as subtle fire. All the finer realms were pervaded by this heat, and the gods grew terrified. No god can ignore such a tapasya as Durga sat in. And at the end of 1,000 years, Brahma appeared before him. Durga was dazzled by the splendor of the beautiful Brahma, and opening his eyes, he bowed his emaciated form before the creator, Brahma. Brahma said, "Ask your boon of what you want of me, Asura, demon, and it shall be yours." The demon replied, "Lord of the worlds, let the Vedas belong just to me. Let the power of every mantra in all 4 Vedas assist me, so that I can conquer the devas, the gods and goddesses, and be sovereign of the worlds. From this moment, let no one else have the Vedas but me." After his searing penance, Brahma could not refuse what the demon asked. Brahma, the author of the Vedas, flinched to hear what the demon wanted, but he said, "Let it be so," and he vanished. At once, all the Brahmins forgot the Vedas. No longer did they perform the sacred rituals that keep harmony in all things and peace and light in the world. No more did they offer worship to the devas. The rites of the fire ceremonies and other sacred ceremonies and all the rest became extinct, as if they had never been. No longer did the gods receive the samagri and the offerings that you'll be offering at your fire ceremony, of that which make them strong and with which they in turn nurture the worlds. A dreadful cry rose from the earth and from the heavens and all the other areas, as if the very soul of creation had perished. The Brahmins trembled for strange oppression and wailed, "How has this happened?" Soon everything was to be explained. The Asura, the demon, Durga, radiant with the immense power of the Vedas, shining like 10 suns, arrived at the gates of the heavens, echoing challenge on his war conch like the thunder of an apocalypse. The devas were so weak, they fled from the demon, knowing they could not fight him in their condition. Indra and his people hid in the secret caverns of Mount Meru and began to worship the Divine Mother. Meanwhile, with the Brahmins having lost the Vedas, all fire ceremonies ceased on the earth. Great epidemics stalked the world. Terrible plagues visited the sons of men, and even the natural beasts suffered, since not a drop of rain fell. Rivers and pools, tanks and lakes all ran dry. A savage drought swept the earth. Indeed, for 10 years, this drought lasted, and millions perished, man and beast, bird and insects, even the plants of the world. Corpses and bones were seen across the land. The Brahmins of the earth met together and climbed the blessed Himalaya, and there sat in meditation to the Divine Mother. Ceaselessly they chanted her sacred names and begged her to save the world. At last, pleased by their devotion, the Divine Mother appeared before those Brahmins one day. She was effulgent. She was black as coal. She was four-armed with a bow and a quiver, a lotus and the bright seeds of life in 4 hands. She was entirely beautiful. And when the Brahmas prostrated themselves at her feet and begged her to help them, it is told the deity suddenly had 1,000 eyes all over her dark body. These eyes were wide open and full of grief to see her children in such misery. She began to weep from those 1,000 eyes, and her tears flowed as precious streams and rivers down into the world. Then she raised her fourth hand and scattered the divine seeds she had in them everywhere. From them sprang up fruit trees and every kind of plant and vegetable, grass and grain all over the famined world. The Devi's tears rose into heaven as vapor, and thunderstorms lashed the parched earth, which drank down the life-giving waters in gratitude. When all this happened in less time than it takes to tell, the Devas also emerged from the caves where they had huddled in fright like hunted animals. They drank the tears of the Devi's mercy and were renewed by them. And with the Brahmins, they too began to sing hymns to the Divine Mother of the universe. She fed them unearthly roots and fruits with her own hands, and they had their strength back. For 1,000 eyes that wept in mercy, the deity was called Sataski. And for the precious green food she gave the starving Brahmins and Devas, indeed the earth, she was called Sakambari. Now the Devas and Brahmins implored her, Mother, restore the Vedas to us, or how will we sustain even ourselves, let alone the three worlds? Meanwhile, the sinister Durga, who ruled the world, heard the thunderstorm of the Devi's tears. He saw lightning in the sky and knew that danger threatened. That demon set out for the Himalayas with an army of 1,000 asuras. Seeing him come, the Devas and the Brahmins cried to the Devi in tears, Save us, Mother, or we die. Smiling, she drew a luminous circle of protection around them with her hand. She stayed outside the circle herself. Durga and his army arrived, and a frenzied battle broke out. The face of the sun was covered with blizzards of arrows, so darkness fell over the earth, and the archers of both sides could see not clearly anymore. But when the two armies fused in the sky, it seemed 1,000 suns had risen. The mountain shook with the virile twangings of the bowstring. So this fierce battle went on for a long time, and it was pretty gross. They describe it a lot in here. But then finally what happens is everybody is gone except for the Divine Mother and Durga. So it says here, Durga came in his black crystal chariot like a second ominous sun risen from the dawn. And with the arcane strength from the Vedas, which he still had, coursing through his body, the great Asura faced Divine Mother. They fought for barely an hour, and then those elemental other Shaktis all fled, and Durga came face to face with the Divine Mother Bhagavati. They were like two figures out of cosmic dream of darkness and light. The Divine Mother, entirely beautiful, serene and effulgent, and the demon, dread incarnate, evil embodied. For 12 hours they fought, and while they did, the earth no longer rotated on her axis, so terrified was their contention. The sun stood still at his zenith, gazing down in awe at that battle. The Devas and the Brahmins, the spirits of the Himalayas, everybody, and the Asuras who had not been slain, all cowered in terror at his ferocity. Then with a roar that sent avalanches hurtling down the mountain slopes, the Divine Mother loosed 15 sizzling arrows at Durga in the blink of an eye. The first 4 killed the Asura's horses, and the 5th beheaded his driver, and the 6th and 7th put out Durga's eyes. The 8th cut down the flagstaff, the 9th and 10th severed his arms, and the last 5 smashed into his heart. So it blew apart, an explosion of blood. the demon fell at the Devi's feet. And as the Devas and the Brahmins watched wonderstruck, a demonic light of his spirit emerged from his body and merged. The Devas and Rishis fell on their faces from the Devi in front of the Devi and sang her praises. They saw that in her delicate hands, which had strewn the seeds of plants across the earth, there now shone something else, now blinding. We're just doing puja. With an ineffable smile, she returned the Vedas to the Brahmins and vanished. And because she slew the demon Durgama, she was now known as Durga. From then on, said Veda Vyasa to the Munis. So that's the story of when the demons took the Vedas. And really, if you look into each of the arrows that she shot, it was specifically one of the things that we do in our lives that keep us from walking the path of truth and love. Bole Baba Ki Jai. Are there any questions?
Wanting to send love and light and all blessings. Bole Baba Ki Jai.
Yes. So I find these stories to be very, very helpful in my practice in my life. I can remember them. And as you sit at the fire today with Elaine, as we sit at our fire, the many fires that Sal and Sarita have over in Delray Beach, which you all can go to as well. I think there's the first Sunday of the month.
Second.
Just remember that it's not a small thing that you're doing, that it actually sustains and supports the good elements of the earth. And by this story, you can see what happens when we forget to be thankful and to thank God, because there's many ways actually to do these sacred ceremonies, and we can do one in our heart every day as we do our work selflessly. So, anything else?
So Elaine says, thank you so much. There doesn't seem to be any questions. Thanks.
Okay, great. Well, it's nice to see you all. I can't see you so well. Who's there?
Yeah, bring us around, Elaine.
I can't really see too well. Hi.
Hi.
Hi. Oh my gosh. Hi. Good to see you. Nice. Happy Navratri.
Oh, this is awesome. Thank you, Jai Shankar. You did it beautifully.
Oh, that's so great. Yeah.
We've now entered the world of technology.
Welcome.
Yeah. Doesn't matter where we are, we're all together.
Oh, it's awesome. Just awesome.
Hi, good to see you. Love you guys.
Love you back.
Have a blessed Navratri, okay? And we'll be thinking of all of you as we all do our fire ceremonies together. So you can take it from here, Jai Shankar.
You do.
Go back and join our group.
Yeah. You guys have a good time.
You too. You too.